If I were the devil, I suppose the first thing I'd do is whisper. Whisper softly, in places no one's listening. I'd walk unseen through school hallways, down neon-lit city streets, and into quiet suburban homes. I'd even find my way into churches with empty pews. I'd whisper doubt into the faithful, greed into the powerful, and fear into the innocent. A child would drop their Bible. A politician would close a briefcase full of cash. A news anchor would read a violent headline with a smirk. If I were the devil, I'd make what's wrong seem right, and what's right seem foolish. I'd watch as teens vandalized the school while a teacher pretended not to see. I'd smile as a preacher scrolled through money-counting apps on his phone. I'd encourage a journalist to edit a story to be more violent, just for the ratings. I would stand in the background, unseen by everyone, and I would smile. I'd tempt the young with distractions, and the old with complacency. I'd turn neighbors against neighbors, and strangers into enemies, before they ever met. From the 1970s to today, I'd make everything faster, louder, more chaotic. I'd watch the internet comment sections boil with arguments. I'd stir the social media mobs. I'd provoke the neighbors to shout across a fence, and I'd glue children to screens while their parents argued in the next room. You see, people do not need chains, just nudges. Push them a little. They destroy themselves. My greatest trick would be to convince the world I don't exist. And I'd make division a commodity. I'd sell rage, package outrage, turn opinion into gospel, and truth into an inconvenience. I'd watch as fires lit up city streets, as politicians shouted over each other, as families broke apart. I'd flood every screen with fear-based news, watch as churches closed their doors, and see children grow isolated and lonely. My grin would grow with each passing moment, but someone might realize my game. Someone might see through the illusion. They'd see, I don't want people hopeless. No, just distracted. The world destroys itself. I only give it the tools. And then, that one person might speak up. Quietly, but defiantly. They might remind people of who they could be, if they'd only remember. And that single idea, that flicker of hope, would be the only thing that could make me angry. Because if I were the devil, I'd continue what I started. Unless anyone decides to say no more. Maybe people would pause. Turn off their TVs. Walk outside. Look at each other for the first time. They'd realize that one voice cannot stop me, but one voice can start something.